I'm Adam David Collins, the author of Jewel of the Stars, and this Let's Play of Space Quest 1 VGA was originally streamed as part of Extra Life, a charity that aims to raise money to help sick children with life-saving medical treatment. So I'd encourage you to check them out and offer them your support. Let's play. Let's go for Space Quest 1. Now let me know what you think of the audio mix between the game and my voice here, because this game has a lot more sound than the previous one did. Now you'll notice the shift in technology here. Now so obviously Space Quest 1 was originally released around a number of years after King's Quest 1, but it used the same technology, the same engine, the VGA engine. And they did a remake in the 90s. Now, I actually have probably stronger nostalgic connection to the remake because this is the version of the game that I actually owned. So we got the Space Quest collection. It was 1 to 3 all in one box. We actually bought it not being able to play it. It was on 3.5-inch floppy disks. We only had a 5.25-inch drive, and I convinced my parents to let me buy it anyway, because I thought, oh, I could go to school and I could copy it onto 5.25 discs to play it. And I think I managed to play Space Quest 2 that way. I don't think I got the others to work. Certainly I didn't get this game to work because this required a 286, and our computer was an XT, so it couldn't actually play this. But we did eventually get a new computer, which was a 386, and then we were able to play these games. Jump past the rest of the credits because it'll take us to this anyway. So basically we are the cleaner or the janitor on a spaceship, which has been tasked with the job of developing a star generator which will save our home planet. But some aliens called the Saurians have captured our ship because they want the star generator because it can be used as a weapon. So yes, we spend our time sleeping in the cleaning cupboard most of the time. You're startled by the sound of an alarm breaking through it, and the intercom crackles with the frightened voice of a technician shouting that the Arcada has been boarded by unknown intruders. The transmission ends abruptly in a sandstorm of white noise, soon to be overtaken by the cold dinner silence.
Destruct sequence is engaged. 15 minutes till detonation.
Now I originally had as I said, the floppy disk version of this game. Well, in fact, there was no CD-ROM version of this. I had the EGA version, which was 16 colours. This is the VGA version. But I was quite excited to hear some actual voice in the game. It's the only line of dialogue in this game that is voiced, but it was pretty exciting. Voice acting in games was a very new thing at the time. You hear footsteps, so we better go into the lift. Sound mix alright? As you can see, they've replaced the text parser with a point-and-click interface in this era. Search Jerry's body and find a keycard. That will definitely come in handy. Let's hope they're going to come up the top level again. Cool. Reads the sound, sounds good to him. So this is where the star generator was. It has been stolen. Base of the star generator research pedestal has apparently been trashed by vandals who stole the generator. So we'll grab this little flickery clump of pixels, which turns out to be a genuine widget. You're not sure what it does, but it's heavy, it looks cool, and it might be magnetic. Keep it away from the game discs. We've got 3 Buckazoids, which of course is the currency in the Space Quest universe. And we have a keycard that we got from that dead body. You can search the other dead bodies, but none of the others are carrying anything. problem with playing these games in a window is that clicking on the edges of the screen to walk to a new location can be a bit challenging. Oh, now I have actually forgotten to do something. Good thing I've got my trusty manual here, because I'm going to need this. Oh, aren't I lucky? They appear down the bottom this time. Right, we come back into this room. The door opens, a man recognises one of the head lab scientists, stumbles into the room. He appears to be in serious need of some Abdo-Seal abdomen filler. Now, the Space Quest series is very much a comedy series, a lot of parody. After only a few steps, he hits the floor with this disconcerting thud. Right, well, we better have a chat to him. The star generator is in danger. The Arcada is under attack. You better get off this scale if you value your life, Wilco. Just before the system ceases all functions, short of decay, he looks over towards the shelves, cartridge, and utters astral bodies. With one last gasp, his lifeless form slumps to the floor. Astral bodies. Now this is a little bit of copy protection. The good old days when they had copy protection in games. Did more to inconvenience the people who were doing the right thing than stopping people doing the wrong thing, unfortunately. Okay, so we've got codes for all the library cartridges here. So I need to look up astral bodies. And we're going to go that one. That one. Oops, that one. And that one. Alright. We have the cartridge. Now, some people didn't like this game. They felt it was kind of treading on the head of a classic. I generally don't mind the remakes. I find them entertaining in their own right. One of the best things about this game, I think most people agree, even if they don't like the idea. Oh, of course, we don't need that. Yeah, is the music. This has a really cool soundtrack, this game. I'm going to get shot now. Oh, that was lucky. But this is a challenging bit here. I need to get hidden behind here before they appear. Oh, don't stop walking, Roger. No. Nearly, not quite. This is going to be another one of those frustrating bits to watch.
Till destination.
There is another place I can try hiding. Might be quicker to get to. Yeah. This problem with the mouse, it doesn't help either.
10 minutes till destination.
Pretty sure I can hide behind here. Yep. On the screen is some green dude you've never seen the likes of. He seems to be talking, but the audio is out in this area of the ship. Should save now that I got past that hiding bit. Alright. We need to open the bay doors. Green dude. Use the keycard to open this door. So this console here is very reminiscent of the transporter console in the original Star Trek, and this of course is the Terran Empire logo from the Star Trek Mirror Universe. You find all sorts of Easter eggs from sci-fi stuff like that. So I'm going to put our spacesuit on. You'll hear that little ding-ding noise whenever I get points. Gadgets. So this is our gadget here. And we need to remember to turn that on later, because if we have it on all the time it will drain battery. Actually, we don't do this, do we? There are no controls. It's over here. So we've got 19 seconds to detonation, so I think we'll be safe. Get in this ship. Put our seatbelt on, because you should always put your seatbelt on. One of these is power. That's the auto nav button. This button is not to be pushed at any time. And is the power button. Push the joystick to escape. You slide the throttle forward, you can feel the arcade start to shake. Just in time. So when you're playing an adventure game, and you see a button that says, this button is never to be pushed, what do? Obviously, you push it. Up to saving. You have a feeling you shouldn't have pressed that button. So where's this going to take us? It's going to take us to a medieval castle. Now, in the original AGI game, something different happened here. I think we've done some serious organ damage here. All of them, of course, could be easily replaced in the time period from which you've just arrived. However, a quick scenery check reveals that you are now in the Dark Ages. The only transplant you'll get here is from a carcass to spit over flame. As you draw a few final lungfuls of oxygen through your newly acquired sucking chest wound, you gleefully notice your final resting place is near the beautiful Nottingham Castle, universally renowned for its inclusion in Sierra's Conquests of the Longbow. Oh my goodness, you're shocked to hear some highly inflammatory language making its way to your auditory canals. Must be some uncivilized ruffians in the nearby pub. So yes, that's a little Easter egg that takes you to... It's basically an advertisement for another Sierra game. A very good one. Conquest of the Longbow is it's a Robin Hood game. I have that game. But yeah, in the original AGI version, it actually took you to King's Quest, the game I just finished playing, and you actually crashed in the moat around the castle and got eaten by the alligators. So this is the kind of humour that the creators of this game put into it. Okay, back to our shuttle. Now we'll push the correct one. But yeah, the guys who created this game were Scott Murphy and Mark Crow, otherwise known as the two guys from Andromeda. is what I was saying earlier, that the developers at Sierra were very much personalities, which is something that doesn't tend to be a thing these days with games. Like, you wouldn't know who the developers of most games are, but they were kind of like minor celebrities in the niche of adventure game fans. We'll see that really come out in Space Quest 3, where we actually have to rescue the developers of the game. Thanks for flying Arcada Getaway Podlines. It's nearly been a pleasure serving you. Tell a friend if you've got one. Alright, we'll take our seatbelt off. So we're on the planet Corona. Pick up this little piece of broken glass, because we'll want that later. Such memories playing this game. And there's our little foreshadowing of an unpleasant fellow. If you wander too far out into the desert, he will eat you. Oops. I didn't want to go that way. There we go. What's this in the distance? A wide selection of skeletal accessories awaits your perusal. Vertebrae, ribs, and who knows what else rest upon the Coronian soil. The average height of this structure looks to be at least 7 meters. Good thing you didn't meet this thing in its heyday. It'd be very interesting to see what this creature looked like when it was alive. Oh, some kind of alien plant life. We better pick that up. Now, in the original game, this whole structure was just like a mountain kind of range. It wasn't an alien animal skeleton. And yeah, you could say that was taking too much liberty with the original concept, but I do find the giant alien animal skeleton to be quite a cool idea. This stuff sticks worse than fortnight-old undergarments. It's a good thing your gloves are Tefloid coated. So we have a very sticky plant. By the way, you'll notice on the icon bar there's the smell icon and the taste icon. These were added just for laughs. There's nothing that you need to use those icons for to solve any puzzles. It's just for fun. So these bones have had the smell of baked right out of them from the centuries of relentless Coronian sun. Any soft tissue was long ago ingested by local parasites. I better stop wasting time because something's going to happen in a minute if I'm not careful. North from here, I believe. Come on. Nope. Yeah, the reference to Conquest of the Long Way was pretty cool, especially now that I am familiar with that game. I wasn't originally when I first saw that Easter egg, but it didn't have the same kind of emotional resonance as the reference to the original King's Quest would have had, because that was an absolute classic. At the corner of your eye, you spot an object hurtling towards the greenish atmosphere towards the past surface you currently occupy. So regarding developers, Reed says, being in games, I remember playing pro wrestling games in the 90s and early 2000s where the developers would put themselves in as unlockable characters. I had no idea who they were. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The difference, I guess, is that people playing these games generally knew who Roberta and Ken Williams were. Rats, if the eyes don't deceive, that's a Sarian spider droid. They must have detected the escape pod leaving the Arcada. The spider droid must have been sent to settle any unfinished business. After jarring impact, small panels open through its leg sprout. You recall reading in an issue of Space Piston magazine that the droid was designed to seek out organic life forms and self-destruct when close proximity to the target has been achieved. The only real modern example I can think of that kind of thing would be Minecraft. The developer called Notch. I'm sure that's not what his parents put on his birth certificate, but anyway, has kind of become a little bit of a personality himself. But I think that's very much the exception these days. Got him. It was not known that you were a master of the protrusion toss. That was a fine effort. Now, there is a reason to keep the spider droid alive, but again, it's one of those puzzles that have multiple solutions. And this is one of those you can't cross it too many times, or else it'll fail puzzles. I'd say the widening of those cracks is an excellent indication this is not an entirely stable unit, and don't you hate the way it makes your brain bounce around like a handball in all that spare cranial space. Make a lot of jokes about Roger being dumb, and yet he does manage to save the galaxy every game he's in, so... There's something to be said for those kind of stories where a real kind of nobody saves the day, or someone who's totally inadequate. Kind of makes you feel like anyone can make a difference. If Roger Wilco can save the world, then even I can, so... Yeah. I kind of enjoy those kind of protagonists every now and then. Alright, there's something up here. I wonder what that is. It looks interesting, although hard to tell from where you are standing. It may be a sign. If you got closer, maybe you could read it. That entices us to walk all the way out here and fall down a hole. And unfortunately, we never actually get to find out what's written on that sign. Hey, what's the deal here? That elevator doesn't lower. It sucks. So I'm going to break off this little bit of stalagmite. Stalactite or stalagmite? Can never remember. You flex those incredible muscles you wish you had, but you're barely able to snap loose the previously fractured stalagmite tip. There you go. What shall we find? Yeah, these graphics look so much better than the 16 color version, which was basically just these graphics but dithered down. There's a grate in the floor. And a creature. It's a great monster. I'll bet he's lonely and just wants to be your friend. Well, in the original game, you just had to kind of squeeze past him, but in this one, you actually need to use the sticky plant. There you go. He's stuck now. That allows us to get past him without getting eaten, which is always a good thing. Alright, now this little puff of air here gives us a bit of a hint, but there's a door that we can't open. But if we put the stalagmite in the hole, it blocks the airflow and the door opens. It's a little more obvious in this version of the game. I think in the original, I don't think they had the steam kind of gusting out of the hole. Alright, it's time to save because there's some fun stuff here. Let's look at this pool of liquid. You gaze intently at the greenish pool of liquid, the first real sign of moisture on the planet. The pool seems to have no bottom. The gentle dripping has a soothing effect on your frazzled nerves. A small plume of mist rises as each drop hits the pool surface. Well, let's stick our hand in it, shall we? Well, Scott, it looks like Roger's done it again. Sure does, Mark. Let's run that one again with the aid of our new Howie Blew It cam and chalkboard. So these are the developers of the game, Scott and Mark. I have to say that carefully, Mark. Every time we mention something with a trademark or copyright, the lawyers come out to feed. That is very true. They got into so much trouble for so many of their parodies. Instant replay. This is where he made the fatal move. Love this music. And we can see the result of that mistake. Just like so yeah, I used to just sit here on the last message and just let the music play because I quite enjoy that. I don't know about you, Scott. Personally, I like to know exactly what I'm messing with before I actually mess with it. I guess you'll know better next time. Ouch. Yeah, so the two guys from Andromeda, so the kind of conceit was that the developers were actually aliens themselves. Sure, you died a few deaths before, but this one really burns you. Planets are depending on you. Seeing you do stuff like this is definitely making them nervous. One of the... half the fun of a Sierra game, especially a Space Quest game, was the interesting ways to die. Time to go work. I have 4 classes today and very little planning done. Blessings to your stream. Cool, thanks for hanging out, Reed. Have a great day at work. Catch you later. Alright, we have a little force field thing here. And so, of course, we're going to walk through it. And we get this again. Well, Scott, looks like Roger has done it yet another time. It sure seems that way. For those who might have missed that last move by Roger, or if, like me, you just want another look at it, here's the instant replay. You got to give some high marks for a truly fine execution. We'll have to give it a strong 9.8. Found quite a number of forms to transform into. This is the first time you've ever been wafer style. Alright, well, we better get that trusty piece of glass that we picked up and use it to turn the lasers on themselves. See, Roger does actually have a little bit of intelligence because he thinks to do stuff like this. Though I suppose it's me telling him what to do, but... You have quite cleverly turned the beam on itself, frying and fusing it into a state of inoperability. Now, one of the things that they promoted with these new point-and-click games was their intelligent pathing. So you could actually click up here, instead of Roger kind of walking over there and then bumping into the wall, he cleverly figures out how to go around. So that was a big deal at the time. Okay. Arcade sequence time. Yeah. You gotta get your timing right with those drops. Okay, now I had better turn on the gadget because I'm gonna need it here. How you would know that this is the time when you need it? It's, I guess, just was a matter of trial and error. Personally, I don't remember how I figured it out. That, of course, was a Star Trek original series communicator sound effect. As soon as you enter the room, you find yourself surrounded by darkness. Suddenly, you become aware of the fact you cannot move or speak. A strange, unknown force has taken over. A massive holographic image appears before you. It begins to speak. So, you have found your way to my hallowed chamber. Fortunately, there is much more to you than meets the eye. I have been monitoring your travels to our planet. It appears that you are up the proverbial estuary without a means of locomotion. In other words, you're on the Leather Express, slapping the dogs, pounding the sand. You'd kill for a fine ride. You are obviously in need of transportation. Let us see if you're worthy of our assistance. On the surface lived a beast called Orat. He proves to be a bit of an annoyance on occasion. Dispose of him and bring back evidence of your conquest. Only then will I deal with your plight. Good luck, strange one. Bring me evidence of the beast Orat's demise, and we will talk. With that, you find yourself transported back to the surface. Alright. Ooh. I am not carrying something that I need. I better get it before it tells me I'm thirsty. No. No. I did not tell you to do that. Here we go. We need to get the survival kit out of the shuttle. If we open that up, we discover a xenon army knife and a canister of dehydrated water. The can label says, Pelvitron dehydrated water, H2. All you add is air. Makes 10 gallons. Caution, do not attempt to open or rupture container. Misuse could result in personal injury and or flash flooding. Now, because I am on a desert planet, I will sometimes get thirsty. I can now drink the dehydrated water, if I get thirsty. Like right now. Obviously this planet has atmosphere because I can take my helmet off. So there's a number of ways to deal with Orat. One of them was to get the spider droid to blow him up. But I've gotten rid of the spider droid because he's more trouble than he's worth. And there's another way to get rid of Orat, which I think is more amusing. As for where we find Orat, it's just this way. Inside the skull. Another cool piece of music. Oh yes. I'm so busy listening to the music that I'm not doing anything and he kills me. But this is pretty funny anyway. Orat has transformed you into a new piece of recreational equipment, along with finding this treatment extremely rude. You don't survive it. It's tough to make friends around here. Relax, stretch out, restore, and let's get back to it. There's adventuring to be done. The key with all Sierra games is save early, save often. Have a drink, mate. Orat, always in the mood for a snack, snatches the can out of the air with his spacious oral cavity, chews and swallows it. He notices a rumbling deep within his abdomen. Pop. I better pick up this little body part, which is a little bit icky, but anyway. You reach down and take the Orat part in your hand. Some of it oozes to fill the space between your fingers. Charming. Now, I need to get back to my old mate before I get thirsty again, because I no longer have my water. Yeah, Scribbling Scribe says, "Lol, that was funny." There's definitely some good comedy in Space Quest games. No doubt about it, there's going to be an accident of one kind or another on this shaky piece of calcium-rich matter. Oops. This little hole here, if you go in there, some kind of creature kills you. In the EGA version, it was hard to tell what that even was. Oh, I'm gonna need to stand up and stretch soon. I bet you're truly getting to hate that elevator. Right, let's go past this guy. And we've got to do this again. Drips. You don't get points for going through it the second time. Again, a massive holographic image appears before you. So you've returned. Do you have proof of the destruction of Vorat? If so, drop it before me. You drop the Orat part on the ground. The vision is silent as the dainty morsel splats to the dry soil. You are startled by a rumble, and suddenly an oddly shaped door comes into view and slowly opens. You hear a voice, different this time, beckoning you to step forward. So gross, that thing. You even see like little bits of it kind of fly off your hands as you drop it. When you step through the door, sides closed with a faint hissing sound, you are alone in a large room full of strange equipment. Please don't be alarmed, we intend no harm. We are a peaceful race. We are cautious, however. Others don't share our way of life. Welcome to Corona. You are standing in the power generation facility of our underground settlement. All power here is produced by steam. That is unimportant to you, however. We have promised you transportation. It is a skimmer. It hovers approximately half a meter above the travelling surface. This is very important because of Grell. Grell and his ilk dwell in caves below the sand. If you stand on the surface too long, you chance becoming a rare moist meal for him. The skimmer is programmed to take you to a settlement on the other side of Corona called Uhlans Flats. You can find further travel arrangements there. I am sorry, this is all we can offer. I hope your trip is a safe one. Board the skimmer when you are ready to depart. Good luck, strange one. So we're going to Uhlans Flats. Now, I did not pick up on this until it was pointed out to me, but Uhlans Flats is actually, a modification of the word flatulence. And, yeah, can't believe I was dumb enough not to notice that, but that was another built-in joke. Very Farscape kind of humour. Alright. We're in a steampunky kind of area at the moment. So there's a computer console there, which is quite handy because we have a cartridge. Time for some backstory. Whoever shall read this, my name is Dr. Slash of O'Hall. I'm a scientist with the Star Generator Project aboard the Starlab Arcada. We've just successfully completed development and testing of the star generator. During this time, I have come to believe that our progress has been monitored by others. I fear that the Sarians may have learned of our mission. If my fears prove true, the star generator and the people of our universe are in serious jeopardy. The star generator is a miraculous device. Used as intended, it will help to preserve life for eons to come. Used as a device for evil, it will cause the destruction of millions of lives and enslave all who oppose the Sarians. Encoded in this cartridge are all the plans and specifications for the construction of the star generator. Should any disaster befall the star generator project, scientists will be able to create a duplicate of the star generator with this information. Please guard it with your life and return it to Xenon ruling body as quickly as possible. 3245. I need to write that down. 3245. So that is the self-destruct code for the star generator, which has been stolen by the Sarians. After 5 minutes, a countdown will begin. Beware, anyone within 5 kilometers of the star generator will be in danger once the timer has been initiated. Please be careful and good luck. Alright. Now, another arcade sequence. Now, let's see how much patience I can have to complete this, because it does give the option to skip. But I always give it a go first, at least. So, we'll try play. I was very glad when they started giving the option to skip arcade sequences in adventure games. I do not have hand-eye coordination. You can see the settlement of Ulan's Flats slowly getting bigger in the distance. I'm doing well. Oh, hey, whoops. The only problem is I can't get my hand to my mouse to save. I'm playing this with a keyboard. Here we go. I better save it as another one just in case I got myself in it. Yeah, there we go. Just did the same thing again, didn't I? That may be an unusable save, but yeah, I think it is, which is why I gave it a new name. No. Okay, we are very damaged at this point. Again, this is a nice little piece of music. There we go, I did it. That was pretty intense. After a truly stone-crushing journey, you have miraculously arrived safely in Ulan's Flats, and just in time, because the skimmer's power cell has been drained. It will take some time to recharge itself. This place isn't quite what you expected, it's semi-bleak at best. The odd-looking fellow is lounging against the wall of a nearby building, watching with great deal of interest. So here he comes. Sorry, say pal, I couldn't help noticing your skimmer. It's a genuine 86 Pleiades GL. I've been looking everywhere for one of these babies. How'd you like to unload it for the unheard price of 25 buckazoids? So we say no. Fine, be that way. So this is a very Star Wars-esque kind of setting. Ulan's Flats is meant to be a parody of Mos Eisley. But we can see there's the shuttlecraft Galileo from the original Enterprise in the car park. Let's see NCC on the side of it in the background. Here he comes again. Okay, buddy, you drive a hard bargain. This is my final offer, and I'm only making it because I can see you need it pretty bad. I'll make it 30 buckazoids and I'll throw in this swell jetpack. It was previously owned by a little old Thark who only flew it back and forth to Fleabut on Sunday. It works great in zero gravity, you'll love it. So, we'll make the deal this time. Oh, I've got 5 viewers. Hello to new viewers. Glad we could do business. In addition, I'd like you to have these coupons, good for discounts and free merchandise, and some of our local merchants. As a representative of the Ullins Flats Chamber of Commerce, I hope you enjoy your visit to our friendly little community. Given the amount of damage I put on that poor skimmer, I think the joke's on him. But anyway. Oops. Alright, Ullins Flats, here we are. And this is the rocket bar. So we have our jetpack, we've got some vouchers here. Hey kids, this bar coupon is good for 5 buckazoids and a free Coronian ale. This coupon gives you a 20% discount at the Droids Be Us near you. How helpful, those suckers have the highest droid prices in the universe. We've got 38 buckazoids at the moment. Alright, let's go check out the rocket bar. Now you randomly get a different musical performance each time you come in here. This time it's the Blues Brothers. A couple of non-galactic looking humanoids cranking out some unfamiliar sounding tunes. They seem interested solely in the music they are performing. This funny alien here. Some strange blue dude currently monopolizes the slots of death machine. This character kind of reminds you of a cute fluffy little kitten you had when you were a kid, except that he weighs about 400 kilos and has a foot-long razor-sharp claws and a bad attitude. Hey, doing pretty good, wife? My wife says, hello hubby, how you doing? Just waiting for this guy to finish on the slot machine, actually. Oh, there we go. That's why they call it the slot of death, because if the wrong thing comes up, you get blasted with a laser. Alright. Now, this was much harder in the original version of this game. You just had to keep saving. When you won money, you saved. When you lost money, you restored. But in the remake, we have this little widget, which we can put on the slot machine, which will make us win every time. So we'll bet 3 buckazoids and we'll roll. We win 30 buckazoids. Oh, hello to my mum and hello to Noah. We're playing Space Quest 1, the VGA remake from the 90s. And we're cheating at a slot machine. You shouldn't cheat. And you probably shouldn't play slot machines either. Unless you're in a Space Quest game. Yeah, so you see the skulls there. If you get 3 skulls, that's when you get shot by the laser. So we let's just keep playing until the machine burns out. And then we'll have enough buckazoids to buy the things we need to buy. Like a spaceship to get off this planet. Sit back nervously as the overheated slot machine begins to sputter and smoke. I guess you overheated the poor old thing. Well, there you go. We've got enough money now. So, we have this coupon here. So we'll give that to the bartender. Like to redeem this coupon for 5 Buckazoids and a free beer. Hold on, Mac, I'll get to you when I can. Here is your 5 Buckazoids and your free beer. Tastes almost better than it smells, thank goodness. Another one would be nice. That's our Buckazoids there. Okay. So we do need to buy several more drinks because then we will overhear a conversation. I've got my trusty paper out ready to write down the clue when it comes up. Can I click on him? Do I talk to him? Yep, how about a refill? Just one more. As you sip another of the odd brews, you overhear someone at the bar speaking. There I was, cruising through sector FF when I spotted a blip on the scanner. FF. We will need to know that. So I head towards it, and see right there in front of me sits the Deltor. It's just sitting there. My heart starts hyperwarping on me. I figure my milliseconds are numbered. All I can think of doing is getting my craft out of there. So I'm reaching for the throttle. All of a sudden there's an incredible flash of light, you see. And just like that, this little planetoid explodes into a ball of fire. I tell you, I've never seen anything like it. I mauled the throttle and got out of there quick, you bet. Right, so that is obviously the Saurians using the star generator to wreak havoc across the galaxy, which is not a good thing. So, being the selfless space hero that we are going to go and do something about that, which is completely out of character for Roger. I mean, this is the guy who spends most of his days sleeping in the cleaning cupboard instead of doing his job. So if you come around to the back of the bar, there's this strange little pile of dust. What could that be? Now these are force field generators to keep Grell from coming up here and killing people. But it's kind of reminiscent of the moisture evaporators in Star Wars. Ah, so a little arm just drops some more dust. Now if we look through the dust, we find some Buckazoids. Now technically the arm shouldn't be doing that anymore because this is actually, remember when the alien got blasted by the slot machine and then they swept up his remains? This is where the remains go. So this is a little bit grisly. But we can find some money. So we look through 6 Buckazoids. Don't know that you even need to do this to solve the game, but we might as well have all the Buckazoids we can get. Alright, let's go visit Droids Be Us. Now in the original version of this game it was called Droids Are Us, but Sierra were sued by Toys R Us for violating their trademark. So they had to change it to a B. Interesting, the owner of the Droids trademark was Lucasfilm, or LucasArts, and they were Sierra's direct competitor for adventure games. They didn't mind at all that Sierra used the term droid. They were really good about it, and I thought it was quite amusing. So this is the shopkeeper, a big praying mantis looking thing. So let's see what droids he has on offer. So there's this FB001, DefTech, YX10, Mirage, Sux 9000, HU1D, Dalek, spelt wrong, Hey-Yao, Max 42. I had better get my thingy out. Rock 2000, these are probably all more money than we have. Here we go, that's what we want. This coupon entitles you to a reduction of 20% in the price of one of our fine previously owned droids. Now I need to give you the money before it changes. You may pick up your purchase at our convenient Droids BR's pickup area located just out the door and to your right. So yes, we need the nav droid to pilot the ship that we're going to buy. Hello sir, your new robot will be here in a moment. And there it is. Well, here he is, sir, programmed to follow you around like a whimpering little puppy dog. How humiliating. I believe this is the robot out of Lost in Space, actually. I could be wrong, but it looks rather like it. Can we talk to the robot? The droid emits a cheerful chirp but has nothing further to say right now. Fortunately, you bought it as a pilot, not a conversationalist. Let's have some fun with the nose for a minute. There's nothing to smell on a used droid. It smells like a fine grade of light machine oil. You're expecting high karate, perhaps? Pardon me. Your odour you're producing causes you to regret skipping last month's shower. That sounds like me before I got married. It was not that bad. But when I did meet my wife, she definitely encouraged me to shower more often. Howdy, bucko. Can I interest you in one of the finest little used spaceships in the galaxy? You look like a man of discerning taste. This one, for instance, is just your speed, style that is. This is quite unique little unit. Never been flown over Mach 3. It was owned by a little old lady from Glandstrom. You have to fly it to believe it. And she can be yours for only 99 buckazoids. One time offer only. Talk to me, my friend. Alright. We probably should save. So, Tiny's used spaceships. Alright. Let's give him some money. I tell you, you've made a wise decision. She's a beauty. The keys are in her. If you have any problems, don't hesitate to come back and tell us about them. Let's give it a go. I probably didn't need to save, but anyway. It's been a heck of a pleasure doing business with you. Good luck. Come again. You proudly climb into your new used spacecraft. This is definitely something unique about it. You turn the key excitedly. And it drills into the ground. Drat, where did Mum and Dad go wrong? You be the judge. Well, geez, guy, it seems it's developed some minor malfunction since we acquired it. We did have a small micrometeoroid shower the other day. Maybe that was it. Yeah, that was probably it. Much as I'd like to, I can't refund your money. Company policy. It's out of my hands. However, I can give you 70 buckazoids credit on any other ship in our fine line of used spacecraft. Look around, see what you like. So, I don't think I actually need to restore my save game at this point because he's going to give me credit on another ship anyway. So let's go up here. Hey fella, wait up. So long as you're headed in that direction, why don't you let me show you my other fine spacecraft? No obligation whatsoever to you, pal. Just trying to be helpful to one in need. Alright, let's see what we got here. Now just take a gander at these beauties, sport. If you see one you like, just give me a hoot. Alright, over here, no pressure. Absolutely none. So let's look at this spaceship. Just a regular old ladder. Actually, this ship is not bad looking. It appears to be a Drellian cruiser. They have a reputation for quickness and reliability. You were surprised that someone of Tiny's caliber would be carrying it. Alright, so if we walk a bit closer... Don't let Paris fool you. This baby may be a relic, I mean a classic, but she's as dependable as the day we got her, and just think, you'll be the only one in the quadrant with one, I guarantee it. Well, we don't want that one. Can spin around a planet just after an hour, look at the lines in that bodywork. They just don't come like this anymore, you know what I mean? She's a real bargain at 185 buckazoids. Of course, minus your 70 buckazoid credit, that wouldn't come to 115 buckazoids. We want this one. There's a man with a good eye. This here is the keenest little scrambler in the hemisphere. Top of the line, handles like a charm, perfect for cruising the asteroid fields. And she's got all the thrust a guy could need. I tell you, she's an outright steal at 214 buckazoids. Of course, minus your 70, it would 144 buckazoids. Alright, mate, you got a deal. Really like to help you out, bud. Just give me a chance to treat you right. You made a wise decision to choose the beauty. The keys are in. If you have any problems, don't hesitate to come back and tell us about them. Right, we've just bought ourselves a spaceship. It's been a heck of a pleasure doing business with you. It's a good thing you've already got a pilot droid because you need one to help you fly that thing. Well, good luck and come again. In we climb. Now, droid's going to come along and hop in the back or the front. Once seated, you snugly in the ship's compact cockpit. The robot moves into the position. You press the load button. All right, off we go with our brand new, legally acquired spaceship. And this guy comes along. Hey, wait a minute. Where do you think you're going with my ship? It looks like Tiny may not have had permission to sell that to us. Of course, that's not our fault. We didn't know. Now, you saw that little thing appear just as we left. That, of course, was the time pod from Space Quest 4, arriving from the future. We have achieved escape velocity. It might help if you were to tell me where we are going. Please indicate your destination on the touchpad. Alright, I need my trusty manual again. So we're going to sector FF, because that's what we overheard in the bar. Navigation grid codes. FF. Alright. So we got that one. Backwards E. U with little holes in it. And that funny looking thing. Plotting our course. Stand by for warp speed. Well, Tiny said this was a good ship for handling asteroid fields. Lucky for us. Sent and indicate a large ship in the sector. I wonder who it could be. We'll continue to scan for an ID. And there it is, the Deltor. Whoa, that's a Saurian battlecruiser. We better stand off. If we get any closer, they'll detect us for sure, and we'll be space sputum. Let's head out of here, okay, boss? We're going to be very uncharacteristically heroic, and I'm going to say no. It's kind of the conceit of Space Quest. I mean, Roger Wilco would never do the heroic things that he does, but, you know, maybe that shows that there's more to him. As you exit the ship, you carefully slide the jetpack on your back. Alright. You are floating in space just outside the biggest darn spaceship you've ever seen. You see a door. Perhaps it is a way in. I'm going to save. And then I'm going to pause the game because I need a little trip to the loo. So, I'll be back in just a second. Alright, I am back. Hello. Put my headphones back on. Alright, and here's a message from Christian Geek Central. Jumping on just for a bit before we have dinner. How have things been going so far? Oh, hi, Peter. Thanks for popping on. Peter from Christian Geek Central is the leader of my Extra Life team. He's been doing this for years. He's a veteran. And, yeah, I've learned a lot from watching his streams in the past. Yeah, so things have been going pretty well so far. I've currently got 4 viewers. Had 5 earlier, so that's pretty cool. When I did my book launch as a live video on Facebook a couple weeks ago, no one came and watched, so that was a bit discouraging. But yeah, so I've completed one game. I'm getting pretty close to completing this one as well. So really quite enjoying just sitting down and playing some games on a Saturday instead of running around doing lots of housework. So we're currently outside a spaceship called the Deltor. These are the bad guys. We're going to break in and try and self-destruct the star generator that they stole and are using as a doomsday weapon. So I am playing the character Roger Wilco. He is a janitor on a spaceship who spends most of his time sleeping in the cleaning cupboard. But right now he's saving the galaxy. Alright. Well, we better come over here. So this is Space Quest 1, and this is the VGA Remake, which they did in the 90s. This is the version of the game that I played back in the day. Your overheating backpack lies smoking on the floor. You hope that it doesn't explode. Yes, that will be within hope. It appears to be a decontamination unit, like the ones used to zap Andromeda cockroaches aboard the arcade. You wonder what it's here for. So this game is very much a parody of science fiction, basically. So let's slip out of here. Oh, too late. Too late. Out of my way, beeps the rhythm droid. Good thing I saved. Too much talking, not enough moving. Put a lot of care and effort into the animations in this. Yeah, there's definitely been some original Star Trek sound effects in this game. The doors on the spaceship where we started the game are all Enterprise doors. Sorry, I'm not repeating people's questions like you do, unless when I think of it. Christian Geek Central was saying that the door sounds like the OG Enterprise. Alright, we're going to push this crate. You know what? I wonder what happens if you go out there. It's been such a long time since I played this. I just kind of do what I know you need to do. I'm going to wander down here and just find out where this leads. I'll probably die immediately. Oh, it comes out there. Okay. And I get shot. Because I'm an intruder. Alright, so we're going to climb up here onto the crate. Your hands by themselves are incapable of opening it. Which is why we have our Xenon army knife. Now this has the looks of a really annoying maze. It's actually not too bad, because all you need to do is go up one level. Of course you need to know that all you need to do is go up one level. But I think it's reasonably obvious because you see another grate here. With a mighty, wimpy kick, you manage to hurt your foot. However, the vent grill opens. Alright. Another helmet sits in the washer. So what do? Well, obviously you climb into the washing machine, because what else would you do? Uh-oh, you hear someone coming. Because, you know, when you want to wash your clothes, you always go up to the washing machine, stick them in there, and then wander off in your undies. So, we're being spun around inside the washing machine, hopefully not drowning. Darn staticling, hey look at that! By the most amazing stroke of luck, you've traded your extremely conspicuous Xenon spacesuit for a Sarian officer's uniform, complete with helmet. Searching the pockets of your newly found disguise, you find the number of possessions you're packing has been greatly reduced. In fact, everything was lost in that limbo void where socks and baseballs disappear, except one lucky Buckazoid. What's this on the floor here? Is that just like lint, or is that a buckazoid? Ah, right. It's a keycard. A typical early Sierra puzzle. You need a keycard to open the door. Alright, we are now disguised. We can wander this ship freely. Do you normally play any video games these days? Christian Geek Central asks. I don't do a lot of gaming with my time, but I have been enjoying reliving some of these old adventure games lately. The other gaming I do is on the PlayStation 3 in the lounge room, but I haven't really done much of that lately either. The last game I was actually playing was it was one that you did on your live stream a couple of years ago. The one where you're an undercover cop in China, and you're kind of playing the triads off against the police, and you kind of have to pick sides. I forget what it's called. You close your eyes in hope your death will be quick, but you're surprised the guards do notice you. In fact, you think your uniform is that of a high-ranking Syrian officer worth sucking up to. Cool. Nice. Go through this door here. Yep, there's that Enterprise sound again. Alright, that's not where we're going to be at the moment. Let's go this way. Sleeping dogs, yes, that's it. Last time I was playing it, I went into like a fist fight with insufficient health. And because I am about as good with my hand-eye reflexes as you are, I keep dying, so I think I need to go back to an earlier save. Alright, can I? No. Pretty sure that door behind the guard takes us to the escape pod, which is not what we want at the moment. Halt! No one is allowed access to the captain's personal escape pod. In fact, come to think of it, I'm not even sure the captain has access to the captain's personal escape pod. Yeah, okay, sure, bud, just don't tax those green brain cells. Yeah, I gave up on that game. Loved it until Breaking Point, though. Yeah, I haven't played a lot of those kind of open world games, but yeah, there's certainly a an appeal to them. It was kind of scratching some itches left behind when I managed to finish LA Noire. Okay, we want to be up the top. Can't remember how to get there. Usually it's really easy. Oh, yep, everyone's saluting us as they walk past. Okay, it must be through this door. Or it's off that way. Oh no, that's just an elevator. Oh, this is crazy. I can't remember how to get where I want to be. Uh-huh. I may have to deal with something very briefly here. So that's what I think it is. I hope that would call my wife instead of me, but... This is where we want to be. Okay, welcome to the weapons dispensary. I guess I've got an IQ of 5,000 to feel like I'm only good enough to fetch weapons like some whimpering puppy dog. Now that, of course, would sound very familiar because that's the kind of attitude that Marvin, the android on Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, has. You're going to pick him up? Yeah, cool. Yeah. You'll have to show me your ID card so I can scurry off and fetch your weapon. Why I'm in the shift system so I know who you are without an ID card is beyond my supreme intellect. Okay, here's my ID card. Now go get me my weapon, please. Oh, how clever. You have an ID card. And my, what a lovely photo of a pre-proto-organic biped you have too. I guess I'll use my vast resources to fetch your silly weapon for you. Please wait here if you can handle such a simple request. Alright, and while he's off getting my weapon, I'm going to sneak into the back here and grab a grenade. I better close that so he doesn't know I've been there. There we are. Because he will shoot me on sight if he thinks I'm messing around with things. I now have a gun and a grenade. It's a pulse ray laser pistol. Remember, this isn't a play toy. You have a small, innocuous-looking grenade. Now, from memory, we don't actually need the pistol for anything, but we definitely need the grenade. I just realised something. When I was back on Corona, just before I hopped in the skimmer, I forgot to get the cartridge out of the computer console, didn't I? Which means I can destroy this. This is the star generator, by the way. Cowabunga, Wilco, it is it. It's the unimaginably powerful star generator, which must not, at any cost, be allowed to remain in the hands of the evil Saurians. But you knew that, right? So I can destroy that one, so they can't use it as a weapon. But that still leaves the original problem, which is basically my home planet Xenon. The sun is dying, and the purpose that they actually built this star generator was that they could create a new sun. Now, without that cartridge, they can't build a new star generator, and my planet will slowly die. Which is what's going to happen because I forgot to get the cartridge out of the machine. But anyway, I can still complete the game. It's just not the most happy ending. Right, we dropped the grenade. The Saurian warrior guarding the star generator is so intensely he didn't notice the gas grenade exploding. Actually, his Walkman is cranked up too high. Oh dear. I guess I didn't drop it close enough to him. In some of these point-and-click era games, they actually used motion capture for the walking sprites. I don't know if they did for this one. But yeah, they got people on treadmills and all sorts of stuff. Alright. Let's try this again. Oops. Drop the grenade right on top of him. That's better. But if I hadn't failed that, we wouldn't have got the joke about the Walkman, so you know. Scribbling Scribe says, lol, the humour in this is great. I'm a big fan of serious stories, but when something is clearly designed to be just a parody like this, then yeah, I quite enjoy the humour in this. The fact that the humour is actually funny is helpful. Our oldest, Christian Geek Central says, our oldest is away with a friend, so we're going to try and make the night special for his brother. Oh, that's really cool. Why aren't you the clumsy one? Because of your inability to walk without falling on your face, your helmet has been collected by the trash droid. Now you've blown your cover, the Saurians are sure to shoot first and ask questions later. Ah, now yeah, this is why I do need my pistol. Yeah, we like to do similar kind of things like that, Peter. When we got one kid away, we we try and make a point of doing something special with the other. Which could just be a matter of, you know, having a meal that they like that the other kid doesn't, or something, or doing something a bit more. Ooh. Ooh, I think I managed to luck out of that one. Do I go through here? Yes, I do. What? No, I clicked on that. They're really bad shots, and I am apparently so amazing I can shoot the wrong direction and still kill them. Alright. I don't really have any snacks with me at the moment, but we went to the kids' school fair last night, and my wife bought some caramel truffles, which are basically little balls made out of Cadbury caramel chocolate. So I figured I might have one or two of those. I don't want to eat too many because my wife's a big fan of the caramel. Woo, you're off the Delta and safe at last. You can't ignore, however, a nagging feeling that you've forgotten something important. Now, what would that be? Yes, that is the cartridge that I forgot to pick up. You sit back and relax, soaking in the distant view as you excitedly approach Xenon. You have the uneasy feeling you might have forgotten something. Yeah, keep rubbing it in, mate. Oh, there we go. Oh, no! Hang on, what? Oh my goodness, I did. Okay, it's not about the cartridge. I forgot to put the self-destruct on the star generator. Oh, I'm so stupid. Let's do that. Yeah, I figured I wouldn't have as much of a need for lots of cool snacks, considering I'm not doing as long a stream as you did, Peter. Any Star Trek adventure games like this? Yes, there are actually. I have a number of them. So there's the Star Trek 25th Anniversary, which is kind of similar level of technology to this. It's a point-and-click adventure. Very much based on the original series of Star Trek, so the game's divided into episodes. And then they made one called Judgment Rights, which was still episodic, but the episodes kind of tied together in an overall story arc a little bit more. Let's go this way. And then there was Star Trek The Next Generation of Final Unity, which was also a point-and-click adventure. It was a bit later when they made that, so it had better technology. Had the full cast of the TV series, so did the original series ones. So that was, I really liked those games. The other one, there was also a Deep Space Nine game, which was kind of like a first-person adventure game. I don't think a lot of people liked that, but I did enjoy it. Particularly the first half of the game, not so much the second half. You move the device from the guard's belt. It looks like you have found the remote control that turns off the force field around the star generator. In fact, I was thinking if this goes well this year and I decide to do a stream for Extra Life next year, I could do like a Star Trek games themed stream and play all those Star Trek adventure games. You press the stud on the remote and the force field begins around the generator begins to deplete. So, Scribbling Scribe says, here's a question for you, Adam. What are your top 3 favourite video games of all time? And Rugged Warrior says, today is my refeed day, so I'm having a pizza for dinner. Is that like a thing, Rugged Warrior, where you avoid lots of carbs and then you kind of have a day where you have lots of carbs to make up for it? I know some people who are into like fitness and nutrition do that kind of thing. As for top three games of all time, that is a challenging question. 3, 2, 4, 5. I'm going to say Space Quest 4 will be one of them. That is probably my favourite Sierra game. Civilization would be another, which is a very different genre, but still a kind of game that I really enjoy. What would I pick for my third? Give some thought to some modern games, maybe, because I've picked two kind of classic ones. Now we can leave the ship. Maybe one of the Uncharted games. Can I just say the Uncharted series as a whole for my third pick? If I had to pick one of the games of that series, I'd probably pick two. Yeah, so we'll say my top three then are Space Quest 4, Civilization, and Uncharted 2. Roger Wilco, we the people of Xenon extend our limitless appreciation and eternal gratitude for your acts of heroism. Now, if you'd only been smart enough to bring along the data cartridge containing the construction specifications, we'd be able to build a new star generator, thereby saving Xenon from the horrors of a rapidly cooling planet. Oh well, you are just a janitor. It is my honour to present you with the coveted golden mop, a symbol of pride and accomplishment to members of your esteemed profession. Henceforth and for all time, you'll be known as Hero of Xenon. That's the developers of the game there, the two guys from Andromeda. So there you go, I have my golden mop. Everyone cheers. Well, Roger, you did it. You saved the galaxy, received your profession's most noble tribute, and got the girl. Wait a minute, there wasn't any girl. Sorry, well, you got the mop. Anyway, from now on, Xenon's your oyster. All you have to do is sit back and something. And now as the sun sets on a peaceful blue planet, Xenon and Roger Wilco's first adventure, yes, I'm afraid there are more, we hope you will remain in your seat long enough to let us show our appreciation. And there we go. Unfortunately, Peter is away checking his pizza, so he wasn't able to be here to see me finish a game. Unless you're back. But yes, that's not playing the right music. It's supposed to be playing the Space Quest theme at this point. Why is it playing that music? Maybe because I didn't get the cartridge. But yeah, so I think it's actually kind of fitting that I forgot the cartridge, because Roger will... That's a mistake that Roger would do. So, it kind of fits the character, I think. Oh, you saw it. Well, there you go. You were here for the end of a game. Reed was here for the end of the previous game. I think Rugged Warrior was here then as well. So Rugged Warrior says, I'm more counting calories, but Friday my calorie limit is higher than other days. And Uncharted is an amazing series. Is that because you work out harder on Fridays? Or it's just some other reason? Well, I've now just finished Space Quest 1. Oh yeah, now this music here, this is from one of the other bands in the bar that we didn't hear. This is from the ZZ Top parody. Yeah, so one of my favourite things about this game is the soundtrack. It's got some good music in it. Alright, we'll close that down.